Good morning. It's Tuesday, September 28th, 2021. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice Wudang Taiji. I've previously covered part 1, and now we're working on part 2. We're in the small room again this morning. It's not one thing, it's another, the car. And I'm also monitoring the connection. Fingers crossed, it was great yesterday. I played with the settings and tried to do what I could, and it seems that it may be working. Yippee! So, I like sharing good things. More coffee. Alright, so today we're going to focus on a little bit more this idea of repetition and analysis as opposed to let's practice the whole form. I think that's it's going to be something that I'm looking at doing anyway, especially for the advanced section. It's difficult to follow a long string of movement on a video. It is. It is. Even, see the commercials for the treadmill thing, and the trainer turns around in the video to encourage the person, yeah, come on, you can do this, yeah, right? So, it's not, here we go, we're running, and I'm going to run with you, and I'll see you later. It doesn't work that way. All right, and with video, that's one of the issues that I'm noticing, is that if I actually do look at this stuff, I do, if I look at what I'm doing, right, and I'm going to try and follow it from the video, just one video, not multiples, okay? If you follow me regularly, you build up the skill. We repeat a lot of stuff, so you build it up. But if you're just coming in, you're going to look at it, you're going to try and pick it up. It's tough. It's not easy. So as I break down the movements, I'm hoping that's going to make it easier. Say, I know this movement, I know this movement, I know this movement. Oh, we're doing these 5 all together and I'm just a little fuzzy on these other 2. Makes it a lot easier. So, let's get started. Basic stretch. Always going to do this. Feet about shoulder width apart. Bend the knees. Open the arms. Wiggle fingers. Pull up through the crown of the head. And breathe in. Circle the front. Breathe out. Up along the center line. Reach out. Roll up through the back. And again. Start at the bottom. And roll up to the top. One more time. And reach up. Elbows drop down. Wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. Alright, I'm going to mention this and then we're going to move on. Excuse me. The roll up through the spine is something that I learned in dance, as well as part of very early theater practice, to build up my flexibility so that if I were going to take on a character, I could move in the way that character moved. If I were going to do a movement that required more flexibility in dance, that I would be able to do that movement. That flexibility is a developed skill. It's not something that, if you're 3 years old, you got it. You're done. It's there. But otherwise, it's something that we do need to work on. It contributes immensely to our Tai Chi practice, and in particular to Wudang Tai Chi, which uses all of the internal energy, same as the other ones do, but in a particular way. So we use the waist and the lower tongue in quite a bit in our form. Alright, now, I have previously covered the first part of Wudang Tai Chi. We're working on part 2. Part 2 starts out the same, more or less, as part 1. And then we have some changes. Let's start with the beginning of part 2. And I'm going to start over here because we're going this way. Feet together, stand straight. Pull up through the crown of the head. Relax through the back. Relax through the shoulders. Tip of the tongue touches the roof of the mouth. And breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. Salute. And breathe out. Breathe in. Look inside. And breathe out. Look outside. Breathe in one more time. Shift the weight onto the right. Open the left. Place the heel and turn. Pull the toes in and out. Turn to the left. This is the same as at the very beginning. Palms supporting heaven. Alligator playing in the water. Yin and yang both appear. Step back, return the tiger to the mountain. Step back again, return the tiger to the mountain. Cloud hands. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2. Hold the ball. Heel. Toe. Open. Hang. Nu. Ji. Seen this before, have we? Yes, we have. And turn 1, 2, 3. And we work this on the other side. Okay? So we have a couple of new movements. Right? I'm checking the screen as I'm turning around and encouraging you. We have a couple of new movements, and we also have several things that we've seen before, particularly in the first part. There's a long sequence here. Once we start the turn, for cloud hands, right? We did this in the beginning part of the form. We did this in the first part of the form. Yes, we did. All right, and cloud hands again. All right, and then we have cloud hands, open, out, push back the monkey. All right, so some new things coming up, some repetition of things that we've done. I'm going to focus a little bit more on the new movements today. So, return the tiger to the mountain. We worked on that previously. We'll work on a little bit more today. And then we'll work on push back the monkey. All right, as we get ready, all right, I'm here, push, both hands drop down, come around, up by my ears, and down. Yes, I'm moving real slow. And out. This is not, we don't practice it quite that slow, but the idea that this is coming around here, I have these two circles, is very important. Mentioned this a little bit yesterday in the context of Yang style Tai Chi. I'm going to talk about it again today in the context of Wudang style Tai Chi. Behind the movement, there are many things. The shape of the form, the way that the particular movement distributes force, how the body is held so that that movement can distribute the force that it's intended to distribute through the body as we move. Okay? It's not the beginner class, okay? So, as we're doing that, as we're paying attention to where that force is and how we use it, we need to pay attention to what it is we're doing. All right? This is not flap my hands in the air. No! It's not. It's not. Alright? The first circle comes around and could break. Somebody's trying to hold my shoulders here, somebody's trying to hold my neck here, would break that and push out. There are other options. That's the most straightforward, and it's really pretty straightforward. There are quite a few moves in Wudang style Tai Chi that are just absolutely straightforward. There's not really any question what it is you're doing in that move. It's named clearly. Alright? So, this one has the colorful name, Return the Tiger to the Mountain. Return the tiger to the mountain. In doing this, if we're not well placed, extending the energy this way will push you back that way. It's physics. It's basic physics. This has to be solid in order for anything here to happen. Alright? If the assumption is that there's something here that I'm pushing against, I must be solid as I push. Otherwise, I'll just push myself away, particularly if what I'm pushing against is stronger than me. And in this case, it's a mountain. It's a mountain. Could be a tree. I've looked at commercial refrigerators as push hands partners. So, that you need something that's solid to push against to understand what I'm talking about. If it's just air, it will not make sense. So find something solid but movable. It has to be possible that you could move it. Even if you can't today, it has to be possible that you could. Alright? Left foot front, push. Slowly. You're going to the 45 here. Shift back. Return the tiger to the mountain. Behind to this 45. Return the tiger to the mountain. All the way around. Double cloud hands. Single cloud hands. Hold the ball. Heel. Toe. Ward off, pull down. Shift back. Hung. Lu. G. An. Double cloud hands. Single cloud hands. Hold the ball. Left heel. Left toe. Ward off, pull down. All right, and I had stepped out of the frame. I turned around and looked and I saw that I was not in frame. Okay. As we get, alright, I just stepped out of the frame. So as we get to here, we just ward off, pull down, ward off, pull down, press, push, right? You're going to turn around again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Both hands cross in front, separate out to the side, and then push to the side. So, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to turn around and do that. And this is new. As we complete it, return the tiger to the mountain. We started a sequence that is, the whole thing is a repetition from part 1. And here, cloud hands, all right? Ti Chui Lia Yin. And turn, do it again. All right? If you're going with me, you're doing really good. All right? My point is, this whole sequence is going to repeat. As we pay attention to it, we also want to pay attention to the connections between. So, what's at the beginning, what comes later. All right? Talked about this in the context of repetition in Yang style Tai Chi as well. So this idea that we have completed return the tiger to the mountain. And now we start cloud hands. Right? As we finish that series, and I'm going to review that again. Don't worry about it. It'll all be connected. We're taking things apart today. I'm going to put them back together a little bit later. All right? As we complete this series, right? Today, pay attention to return the tiger to the mountain and what I'm introducing right now, which is push back the monkey. All right? Those two moves, pay attention to those two today. We'll work on how everything comes together another time. All right? Analysis. What are we doing? I've already talked about Return the Tiger. All right, as we complete cloud hands, we finished the second set. All right, let me go this way. We finished the second set. And we've started 1, 2, cross hands, open to the side, down, and out. 1, 2, cross hands, out and down, and out. And turn around. One, 2, cross hands and down and out. There's quite a bit of work going on through the ribs and the lower tian in doing this move. As this pulls up to extend out, the shoulders and the hips need to be well placed over each other so that the extension to both sides can be complete. All right? I just talked about this. If you're not centered, if you're not in balance, if you use energy with this. Actually, with this one, if you use energy, you'll pretty much stay centered because you're going to both sides. Mostly what will happen is you'll try to do both sides and you'll end up going to one side and throwing yourself off balance to that side. Pay attention to centering. Okay, we've just done Ti Tui Liao Yin and raise the leg, lift up Yin. The kick to both sides, hold the ball. And we've finished cloud hands. Single cloud hands, 1, 2, cross hands, out and down, out. Do it again. Right, left, cross, out. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Connect that a little bit more. Just a little bit more, so that both of the movements, both of the circles, are continuous. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Circle gets smaller. It does. All right. As we finish this, we start something new. 1, 2, 3. Punch and push back the monkey. 1, 2, and 3. All right. Start over here. Slow it down. Follow along with the first part that we just covered. All right? We just covered this separate to both sides. You can do that. Follow along. Feet about shoulder width apart, and turn to the left. Right hand up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, left, right into the left, punch down. Pull back. Left hand's out, left foot's up on the toes. Right hand at the right ear. Turn the waist, 1, turn the waist, 2. Step again. Alright, this set, push back the monkey, in Wudang Tai Chi is quite a bit different than it is in Yang style Tai Chi. In Yang style Tai Chi, we have this. It's beautiful, it's elegant, and it has application. Oh yes, it's there. Wudang Tai Chi is a little less refined, maybe, I don't know, or has more interest in application. 1, 2, 3. From here, right, from here, here's where my hands are. 1, pull back, do it again. 2, I'm going to turn my body now. 3. Everything moves. I stood still so you can see what my hands are doing. I'm going to do it again to the side so you can see what my hands are doing. And since we're going this way, I'm going to go this way. 1, 2, step, and open, turn. That's it. And I'm going to stress this again. Don't think so much about that turn coming from the hand. It comes from the lower tian, and it's initiated through the change in weight in the opposite leg. From here, right, left, right into left, punch down. We've done this before. And step back. 1, 2, cross hands, right hand out. 1, 2, step back, left hand in, left hand out. All right. This placement, if there's something there, even though you're moving backward, there could be something there that you don't want to come any closer. There has to be the ability to push back the monkey. Okay? You're going backward, you're pushing forward. Keep your weight centered. Do it again. From this downward punch, shift back. 1, 2, cross hands, out. 1, 2, step around and out. Again, punch down. Pull back. 1, 2, cross hands and out. 1, 2, and out. One more time. Step back, down, pull back. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. All right. As we turn, again, this idea that we're moving and we're turning and all this going on, the hands and the arms stay within your own frame as you move. The waist turns, so the apparent movement of everything else is greater. If you're not well, we're going to do it again. If you're not well grounded, the turn will appear awkward and off balance. You may feel comfortable in your balance, but it has to be equally grounded. Okay? So, that concept of rooting that we have in Tai Chi, apply it here. Downward punch, shift back. 1, 2, step, out. 1, 2, step, and out. Right here. Okay? This has to be solid. Not wobbly. Okay? I'm sorry, that's the best way to illustrate. Okay? The connection through the legs, up through the hips and through the upper body, as well as downward, gives us the stability that we're looking for in all of our movements. Whether we're paying attention to how we work an application, what we know, which we're paying attention to in this class. All right, I am focused on what needs to be done in order to use this movement. What do I have to have? What needs to be ready for me to use this? Okay, it's kind of like setting the table. If I'm going to sit down and eat, I would prefer to have a plate, maybe some food, right? What needs to be done to prepare to do this move? One of the things to prepare is that ability to be grounded, to be solid. In dance class, we used to joke about dancers being able to make themselves light and make themselves heavy. So if somebody didn't want to be picked up, they're going down. They're not going to be picked up. If the person wanted to be part of a lift, then they would try to make themselves light so that their partner wouldn't have to carry the weight. Okay? We have the same kind of idea here. It's heavy and centered and focused and grounded. Again, downward punch, shift back. My heel needs to be engaged here. And 1, 2, step, right here, 3. 1, 2, step. All right. In this case, my trailing foot. Okay? My back foot is my leading foot. I'm going backward. So my back foot is my leading foot. My trailing foot has 10, 15%, maybe 20% of my weight. There's weight there, but not that much. Okay? I can change that to make it 70-30 at will. If I'm thinking about moving backward, I don't want that much weight on my trailing foot. If I'm thinking that I might need to change and move forward again, I'm going to look at putting more weight on that trailing foot. Depends. In this case, we're going backward, less weight on the trailing foot. Punch down, shift, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. One more time. 1, 2. Okay? As we turn, the waist is engaged. This isn't, I talked about this before, this isn't arms. It's waist. My arms do this. pretty much. Which is very similar to our Wudang Qigong exercise, hand strum the lute. Similar, not identical, similar, okay? As I move, part of the force that I'm able to create with this hand, that I'm able to use over here, doesn't come from here. It comes from here. And it comes from my back foot as I turn. Okay. Here. Not here. Okay? Do it again. Punch down. Shift back. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. One more time. Punch down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. My opponent's over here because I'm going backward, right? So I need to pay attention over here. If I'm looking behind myself, I'm not paying attention to what I am doing over here, right? So there's a part of understanding where you are in space. I've talked about that before. So as I begin, I need to know what's behind me because I'm going this way, right? I need to already know that before I go there. How I do that depends on, in the form, it's pretty easy because I would have been doing several movements prior to that and working the space, and I know that there's plenty of space behind me to move. That's what I've been doing in this room. I know exactly how much space I have. In other situations, yeah, you may have to look around a little. If you're actually doing this in an application, you're not going to have to look around a bit and find out what's going on around you. The focus as you complete whatever it is should be connected with whatever it is you're doing, not somewhere else. The effort, the physical effort, needs to be focused. It's like hitting something with a hammer. I can hit the same nail with a shovel and it's not going to have the same effect. It's not. Hammer's going to work better. Alright? Being focused. Knowing what you're doing. Knowing what am I doing in this movement? What are the opportunities? Right? Multiple opportunities. What are the opportunities in this movement? What could I possibly do with this? Where can I go from here? Right? What am I doing in space? What's the spatial reference? Am I moving towards something? Am I moving away from it? What's the idea behind the movement? What's the application? What are the potential applications, the opportunities? Is there any one of the fundamental 13 postures that is part of this movement? Absolutely. All right. How does that work? Part of it is what I have been stressing, this idea of being grounded, and that is the idea of centering. Of the 5 elements, earth is centering. So this idea that all of our movements contain the idea of centering is fundamental and very important to all of the internal arts. Let's do it again. Centering, be grounded. Punch down. Step back. Where's your center? Where's your center here? Where is the center from which you can complete this movement? 1, 2, 3. Where's your center? Oh, just moved it, didn't I? 1, 2, 3. Yes, I have fun with this. All right, this idea that I just adjusted something, I just moved my center so that the focus that I'm able to bring to the next movement is different than the one that I just completed. I've made obvious this morning. It's not always obvious. Let's do it again, this time much more quietly. Punch down. Still there, but it's quieter. There's methods of practice that we use to develop all of these skills. It's not a, well, this one this way and this, no, we need all of them. Now, some folks might want a little more understanding of some of the applications. Great. Some folks might want a little more understanding of the Qigong and the breathing principles behind the move. Excellent. Some folks might want both. Some folks might want just that sense of, yeah, this feels good, and my body's open, and I can move better, and my joints feel good. Oh, yeah, that's great. Absolutely. All of these blend into traditional practice. We use the part that we want to use. It doesn't mean there's no other parts there. It just means we've decided that in my practice today, this is what I'm going to use. I hope that's the biggest takeaway from today, that we have multiple methods of practice, that we can use them to develop our skills, and it's not about what am I doing to the other person. It's about how am I managing my physical body, my physical energy, as well as my internal energy, my breath, and the coordination between all of them to execute the movement. So, can I do this? Yeah, I can do this. Right? That's the idea behind. As we blend all of these things together, we don't need to take them apart anymore. They become part of what we're doing. All right? So, as I just showed, and we'll go ahead and do it one more time. Both ways. All right? As we're going to do, the idea behind what I'm doing carries all of the effort, blends all of the things that I should be paying attention to, laundry list, together. I'm taking it apart as the instructor, as the teacher, so that you can see it. It has to come back together eventually. All right. With the idea of application, pay attention to your root, pay attention to the strength in the supporting leg, pay attention to the extension of energy that way. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One more time. Same. Down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. This time, pay attention to the circulation of energy through the body. Make it continuous and quiet. One, 2, 3. Do it again. Downward punch, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 3. No stopping. No stopping. Both ideas combined together with the few more. Alright, we'll talk about the few more another time, and I'm going to put all of this back into context. Fingers crossed next week. I appreciate y'all being here. I will be back tomorrow with Wudang Taiji Sword. Thursday and Friday with Wudang Qigong. Hope you'll join me. Thank you.